Hello and welcome to the Diz Unplugged, episode 1209 for the week of February 28th, 2023. I, John Panda, am your host. Hope you're ready for a fun show. Here at the round table, what is she saying already? We have Erica Resnick.
Hi, friends.
The beautiful Teresa Eccles.
Hey.
Not that Erica wasn't beautiful, I just didn't say anything for her. And the wonderful Craig Williams in the Nook producing.
Oh, hoy, hoy.
Oh, hoy, hoy, Craig.
Oh, hoy, hoy.
Let's see. This is sponsored by Dreams Unlimited Travel, like everything that we do here. Speaking of which, Teresa Eccles is a Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. And if you have to book a trip, you, family member, friend, booking a trip, Disney, Universal, Disney Cruise, Royal Caribbean Cruise, anything, the travel professionals there will help, and they won't charge you a dime extra, and you'll get somebody that waits on hold for you, knows the ins and outs. DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com. Do we have any housekeeping?
I don't know.
No, any housekeeping? Well, I do want to remind you, after the show, we do a Patreon after show. It is patreon.com/DizUnplugged. Any of the tiers that you might join or are joined already, you will get us for the Patreon after show where we say things that we probably should not say.
I can vent on that one, right?
You can vent on that one.
Cool beans.
But I've seen you vent on this one as well. So.
I'm going to hold it in until the Patreon show.
You can use different words on the
can
Patreon
use different
show.
words, special words.
Continuing Rhino's check of people. Let's see how we're doing. I'm pretty
Rhino's
good.
check. What do you mean?
Rhino checks. He does like a health check on people, mental awareness. So I'm continuing.
Just
that.
mental? I can't tell you my physical issues.
Actually, physical. We can. Go ahead. No, Erica. How are you
start
doing?
with Erica.
I'm good. Let's see. Physical, great. Went to the gym past 2 days, feeling good. Mental. You know what? Today's a good one. I got to sing in the car before I got here. I always sing in the car, and I always let Panda know that I had to sing at least one song before I come in, and today was a good one.
At first, I did not know. So I'm walking into the studio here, and I just see her, like, singing in a car.
Is it the same song every time?
No, it depends on the mood.
Cool.
It's a good way to get out the willies and
I
just,
sing in the car.
loosen up.
Yeah. Today was a Chicago type of day.
I suggested it.
Yeah, he suggested it, and I sang "When You're Good to Mama" from Chicago. So it's a good one.
You got to specify because there's Chicago the musical and Chicago the band.
Oh,
The
correct.
musical.
Oh, I was like,
But okay,
I
no,
went
I'm
right
sorry,
there.
though.
I'm
When
going.
Two gay people talk about
Musical.
Chicago. They mean the musical.
no, not
I'm
always.
kidding.
No, the musical. It's always a musical number. A few weeks ago it was like Legally Blonde. So it's always a musical
Teresa, how are you
I
doing?
was thinking, okay, one panda listens to Chicago, and he suggested it. It was kind of freaking me out there mentally. I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm good.
Oh, we don't get any insight to that one. All right, let's get on to the news.
What do you want? Went and had my mammogram a couple of weeks ago.
Did we get a result?
Yeah, I got to go back. I got some issues, but it's all cool. It's all
Okay.
groovy.
All right.
Gonna go a little more
Keep us
in depth.
updated.
Yeah,
You don't look too worried, so I'm okay.
yeah. Got to keep the tatas healthy.
So we got some news that when I first heard it, I thought it wasn't really news, but it is news because they gave us a date. Starting April 18th, Walt Disney World Annual Passholders will finally be able to enter any theme park after 2 p.m. without a reservation, as promised by Josh D'Amaro back in January. The only exception to this rule is Magic Kingdom on Saturdays and Sundays. You can still park hop to the Magic Kingdom on the weekends, but you must have a park reservation for another park and enter it like under the current system. This change doesn't impact blackout dates for the different tiers, so you still need to have a valid pass to enter the parks. I love it. I love that we're getting this, but it adds more rules. I just wish something would just be after 2 you go. Not that there's Saturday and Sunday and it's only for Magic Kingdom, and I just feel like they keep adding layers to the rules that you need to know.
I mean, I disagree completely with you. I think they're taking away the rules. It's just, I mean, before it was you need a park reservation strict in the hopping. Now, literally any day you want to go to Hollywood Studios, EPCOT, Disney's Animal Kingdom, don't want to deal with a park reservation, just go after 2. Every day of the week, you can always walk into those 3 parks after 2. With Magic Kingdom, do it Monday through Friday, you're perfect. If you want to go Saturday and Sunday, then you have to have the annoyingness of you either have to have a park reservation for there or one of the other parks and then hop into it, but that's how it's already been. So
No, it's too many things to remember. Not necessarily rules for me, but it's like, okay, can I go today? Can I not go today?
yes. after 2 o'clock to everything
Unless-
but Magic Kingdom
Right.
Well,
on
Magic
a
Kingdom's
weekend.
where I want to go.
Yeah, but before it's always I need to plan ahead. Are there reservations available? For the most part, yes, there is. So really, you're taking away a step. I'm gonna get angry if I keep talking about this, so I'm checking out.
Well, no. It's a good discussion.
I'm
Check 'em
excited. I'm excited that 'cause my favorite thing has always been being able to finish my work day, or like back in the day, I would finish with my college classes, and I would just waltz out of class and go spend the evening at one of the parks. And now I know I can do that without having to plan in advance once this time comes. So I'm excited for that part. And my annoyance is that I get it. Magic Kingdom is like very busy, but aren't the rest of the parks during the weekend? But part of me, I'm like in between both sides of like the weekend situation. I'm like, it's a little annoying, but at the same time, it's already what we're accustomed to. We've already done it for a while. So part of me is like, oh, I just wish it would be gone. But it's also like, I'm used to it at
Yeah,
this point.
I think for us
I'm
as-
in the middle.
Agree. I think for us as locals, I don't probably, now as you get old, as I get older, I'm not going until after 2 anyway, so it's great to go to EPCOT. I just feel like they're going to get people on
Are you
Saturday and
sleeping
Sun-
in, or
I'm
where aren't
definitely
you
sleeping
going?
in, definitely.
Oh, okay.
I think people are going to show up on Saturday and Sunday, and they're going to have to explain the rules. I just wish it was, I don't know, I just wish it was a little bit like before for us. But I get it. It's a freedom that I didn't have that I have.
It's on
I
the
thought
way.
you were out. I
It's
thought
on
you
the,
were out.
It's on the way back to what we
It is,
had
it is.
before. So that means it is easier. And it's this at the same point. If you're an annual pass holder, that means you've had your pass since back when you could still
yeah,
buy
yeah.
them, and then maybe even beyond that. You should already, if as an annual pass holder, you should know the rules for how the annual pass works. And if not, you're so casual, then you might be the same type of annual pass holder who walks up to the park any day of the week and says, why can't I get in? I have this. And which in that case,
Speaking of annual pass holders, now I feel like with this, I'm going to get more use out of my annual pass during the week, knowing that I don't have to wait until I go to one park and then have the spot to make another reservation, because I'm always booked with my 5.
Yeah.
So, but now I know I'll have a little more flexibility come April to be able to do that kind of stuff and really get the full usage of my annual pass. So that is a perk for us
I agree.
that are
a perk.
having an annual pass.
It's a perk. I'm breezy. Either way, whatever.
yeah. It's just nice. For me, it always happens when it is a little bit slightly busier, where I'm like, I only want to go to Hollywood Studios tomorrow, and it'll be like, oh, guess what you can get into? Animal Kingdom. Like, well, no, I don't want to go to Animal Kingdom first and then hop over. So once this goes into effect, it will be very nice as us locals with annual passes that we can do that. I feel bad for everyone else. I wish that it was a rule that was being instated for all guests, because people who are spending that money on a once-in-a-lifetime vacation should also have nice, easy access for it. So I am terribly sorry for all of those people that you still have to put up with this nonsense. But for us, I'm going to throw a little party in the back of my car, at least.
Yeah, I mean, for people that go to Epcot and Studios a lot, it's great. And who wants to go to the Magic Kingdom on the weekends if it's
Oh,
that busy?
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even like leave my house at 4:30, 5 o'clock just to go to Magic Kingdom, because then I wouldn't be in the park till like 7. So it's more so like, oh, I want to go to Epcot, and I can just waltz in there.
Yeah, I will be interested to see like how Magic Kingdom handles crowd levels on the weekend. Then,
Yes.
if like annual pass holders at that point will stop caring about it on the weekends and say, no, if I have to go through the hassle of either getting a reservation or doing a park hop to there, I don't want to deal with it. I don't think it's going to be that big of a impact, but it might be a thing for at least a little while where it's like, hey, don't sleep on the Magic Kingdom for a reservation on Saturdays or Sundays, because the annual pass holders don't want anything to do with it right now.
Also, as Josh Damaro promised, Walt Disney World guests who purchase Genie Plus will begin receiving their digital downloads for the on-ride photos taken on the day of purchase for no additional charge starting March 20th. I like that.
Yeah. I like collecting my on-ride photos, and I feel like I can't be the only one who likes that. So I think that's good. They're like little memories. Like, look, I was so scared of this ride. It's been captured. And because I paid for Genie Plus, I can now download that photo.
Yeah, I think that with the way Genie Plus is selling out, it's working.
Just
Yeah.
do it for all PhotoPass for the day. because that's
I
what
agree.
Disneyland is doing for theirs. Is you get, I think theirs was everything. Either way, it should be everything. I mean, the ride photos are one of my favorite things, but you know what? It's one of those things that it adds extra value in, since you're using it for lightning lanes. Everyone in the family has to have it too, so it's not like only one person is buying it. I mean, maybe that might be what some people do, is they say like, oh, only one person in our group is going to buy it so we can take advantage of the photos, but then no one else will use it for lightning lanes or anything like that. People will always find a way to scam the system, but I don't know. Ride photos is a good start. A little bit more would be even better.
So now if I purchased PhotoPass and still purchase Genie Plus, I'm just not getting the perk, right? Because I already had it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
For ride photos.
For ride photos. Yeah. All right, moving on. This is the whole Reedy Creek thing came to a head. Moving on, Governor Ron DeSantis held a press conference yesterday at the Reedy Creek Fire Station where he signed the legislation allowing the Florida government control over the Reedy Creek Improvement District. DeSantis stated, "Today, the corporate kingdom finally comes to an end. There's a new sheriff in town, and accountability will be the order of the day." He made it clear that this is a response to the Walt Disney Company opposing the Don't Say Gay bill, known as the Florida Parental Rights in Education Act. Fox News reported that DeSantis mentions the battle between him and Disney in his upcoming memoir, including a conversation he had with Chapek, claiming Chapek called him and said he didn't want Disney to get involved, he was getting a lot of pressure, and the type he was feeling was different than anything else he had felt before. As for the new Central Florida Tourism Oversight Board, DeSantis selected a board filled with people experienced in business, not necessarily theme parks, local government, and those who want to see Disney be what Walt envisioned. The board includes Martin Garcia, a Tampa attorney, Bridget Ziegler, a Sarasota County School Board member, excuse me if I mess up any of these names, Michael Sasso, a Seminole County attorney, Ron Perry, CEO of The Gathering USA, and Brian Ongst, a Clearwater attorney. As a reminder, one of the qualifications to be on the board is that the board members could not have worked they purposely could not have worked in the theme park industry within the past 3 years. I missed that. After signing the bill, the firefighters of Reedy Creek presented Ron DeSantis with an axe. The board's first meeting will be on March 8th. Without turning this into a political argument, how do you feel? I'm kind of happy Reedy Creek is still there. I don't know if I like the people controlling it, but I don't know them yet. Erica? Craig?
We don't know anything yet, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to just take the middle of the line with it. We truly do not know what the impact will be with this yet. Yes, we do know Disney will most likely never be allowed to build a nuclear power plant on property anymore, which that's kind of a letdown because you know
That
what?
was a plan.
That was in part of the plan that they would be able to, you know, they basically could do a lot of things that they never ended up doing back when the greater plans for EPCOT were being developed and Walt Disney World was more than just a vacation destination, but a living and working city as well. So
Tomorrowland.
No, thank you. But yeah, it's one of those things. We don't know how it's truly going to impact Walt Disney World as a whole because, you know, in terms of like infrastructure with roads, that's stuff that obviously falls under everything that they do with Reedy Creek and trying to get all of that infrastructure together. However, I feel like Walt Disney World always takes one step forward, two steps backwards in terms of their construction projects when it comes to stuff like the roadways. Like we're still living in a reality where the whole Magic Kingdom roadway section is not finished yet. Like it is still it's getting better. It's getting better, but around like the area where you would go to get to the car care center, it's still an absolute mess. And it's I always wonder what's the next thing that they're going to do to kind of screw this up a little bit. So for stuff like that, I don't want to jump to conclusions that it all of a sudden is going to be worse. It's not like they're going to start pressuring Disney to, you know, make them jump through hoops just to build attractions and stuff. I think a lot of I honestly think for the average guest, for us, for most people, it's not going to have any impact at all. And you know what? The governor is the one who appoints whoever's on this board. So if voters do have a problem with it and they don't like who's on the board, they don't like who the governor is, they always have the power to get out there and try to vote and change everything. And so that's
my main fear is an Imagineer wants to, I don't even know if this has any control, that an Imagineer wants to build an attraction and the board says no. And even though it's something we as guests would love, I don't want them to control that type of thing. I guess they do. I don't know. We shall see. Well, why do you look confused?
I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's my fear.
Yeah, like, wait, let's figure it out. Wait and see.
Yeah, remember too, ultimately the point of Florida is right now at least is still a massive hub for tourism. And anything that they can do at Walt Disney World, at Universal, to help bring in more tourists and then make Central Florida also a better place at that and make these places more easy and accessible, that's better for Florida. So I don't whatever battles have happened in the past, they ultimately still have a goal to not screw things up, or they lose any power that they have, or they make things worse for Florida, and that ends up having a bigger impact in the long term of things.
They probably won't bite the hand that feeds them.
Exactly. So it's all stuff that's annoying in this short term time, but long term, we have to wait and see.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that.
That's mine.
I
agree.
More important in this story, I think, is Chapek calling, being like, "Hey, I don't know what to do. They're bothering me. Help me." Do we feel that really happened? Do we have a thought on that?
100%. I imagine it happened. I was not harsh on Chapek at all with any of this stuff, but I have no doubt that there was a behind doors conversation that he was hoping would never get out with something like this. And I mean, it's a lot better that he's not CEO right now and that conversation happened. But I mean, just we know what we know as Disney fans, what we thought of Chapek and what most people thought of him. And I don't think anyone could sit there and be like, no way that guy did that. Of course he did. He did not want to get into it, and we could sit here and discuss for hours whether or not Disney should have gotten into it and go blue in the face with that. But yeah, it totally happened.
I mean, if he did make that call, it just shows a weakness, I think, and it allows, things like this to happen.
Yeah, it shows what happened to him under pressure.
Yeah, I'm glad.
But I think that happens to just about anybody, that you're going to have to call somebody and say, whether it's your mama or a politician, they're picking on me. What do I do?
Yeah, but it's kind of like publicly I have to do this, but privately I really feel this.
We're all like that, Panda, right?
That's true. I
don't want to see what you're like at home.
I don't know. The Disney CEO, though.
Yeah. He might have should have thought about it before he did it. But
all right, let's go to happier news. This week, the 2023, tomorrow, March 1st, EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival, and it means EPCOT is going to be fresher than ever with new food and topiaries. There will be plenty of returning favorites, but let's look at the new ones. Yeah, they seem to repeat a lot of the topiaries. So, EPCOT, these are foods. EPCOT Farmers Feast, which features a rotation menu throughout the festival. We'll have a new spice cake with cream cheese icing, candied pecans, and parsnip on the early bloom menu, grilled swordfish on the springtime menu, and sweet corn creme brulee with corn biscotti on the summer solstice menu. What do we think of those? Lox Benedict on everything. Focaccia is new to brunchat.
I believe it's pronounced BrunchCot, Panda.
BrunchCot. Oh,
BrunchCot.
Do you know where you are? You're at Epcot.
I just got BrunchCot. When you see it on the paper, it doesn't look like BrunchCot.
I mean, I might have misspelled it when I was writing it out.
I think you did it right.
Yeah.
No, I'm
BrunchCot
looking
is a small foldable bed where you eat brunch on, to me. And the citrus blossom is all brand new with orange sesame tempura shrimp. I'll do it with chicken, please. Citrus baked brie and lemon meringue pie. I'm looking at it. See, it's already look. It's on the screen.
oh, pictures.
Florida Fresh has a few new items, including grilled street corn on the cob, blackened fish slider, and strawberry shortcake. Ooh, okay.
They made the street corn look like a corn dog.
Keep your favorites. We're going to discuss these in a little bit. Magnolia Fresh has a brand new menu with a muffalata panini, Spicy chicken gumbo with andouille sausage, bananas Foster bread pudding, and Tangerine Cafe is following suit with a new hummus trio. Oh, that's great. An orange blossom saffron cake.
Oh, they're so pretty.
They're so colorful. Looks like the art.
The hummus looks beautiful. I love hummus.
La Isla Fresca will have a new braised oxtail dish, and Northern Bloom will be serving up new chocolate maple whiskey cake. Refreshment Port is pushing the limits of poutine with a new shrimp scampi poutine, and Trowel and Trellis, the Impossible booth, the Impossible meat stuff, will have a new Impossible, is it Lumpia?
Lumpia.
Lumpia, with Thai sweet chili sauce, as well as a chocolate cake with black currant ganache. All right, so we're going to pick up the pace here. I'm going to start reading these fads. A lot of food coming. Honey Bistro will have chicken and waffles and a pollinator flatbread.
Pollinator flatbread.
Pollinators. Connections Cafe will have an orange bird liege waffle. Jardin de Fiestas will have a new quesadilla. Primavera Kitchen in Italy is going all new with a Caesar shrimp dish, spinach tortellini, and chocolate hazelnut dirt pudding. Hanami in Japan will have hanami sushi and creamy shrimp udon. France has 2 new dishes, including a braised beef gnocchi and chocolate tart with brownie. Finally, Funnel Cake will have a new banana split funnel cake.
That's pretty.
If I mentioned all the new drinks, Craig says we will be here for 2 days. So I'm going to start now. No.
Okay, that dirt cup. Okay, every mama has been doing that for 20 years with her kids at home. I don't see what that was.
I believe that might have been the first dessert that Kylie ever made for me for like a birthday treat.
Right?
Yeah. But I love dirt pudding.
Regardless.
And besides the food, Disney has some looks at the new merch, which includes an orange bird collection. Thank you. Yes, we asked for that.
Look at those ears.
That's great. And a new Snow White collection. Plus, we also got to see the new Madrigal family and Tiana topiaries.
I like that bag.
I like those ears.
Okay, do we remember what we saw? There's a lot to discuss there. I can re-go if we need
I
something.
know exactly what I want to eat.
Go ahead.
There are so many options for me to eat at this festival, but I really want to try that street corn. That street corn, I have my eye locked on that, and same thing with the hummus trio. Like that, those are like locked coordinates. Are those things? I want them so bad.
It's going to be tough. I think I want the chicken and waffles, but I try to always limit myself to what's new at the festivals because you can always go back to the old favorites, and we do that from time to time. But I want what's new, and there are so many new things that I like. I'm not going to be able to get through it all, and that's upsetting to me deeply. But chicken and waffles, yeah, that'll be good. The street corn, I would say maybe, but gosh, I hate. I love street corn, but when you're in a theme park, it's so much easier to not eat it on the cob and have it on the cup.
Yeah, that's kind of
have
holding
the
me back on that
esquites
one.
instead of the elotes. It always gets so messy, and I'd rather just scoop it from a cup.
Just take my knife with me and cut the corn
Oh
off.
yeah.
See, I'm not vegan, but I like the Impossible stuff because it lets me be kind of adventurous with meat that I would otherwise maybe not be. I know it's not real, but I still like it because I feel like, okay, I can't, nothing's going to crunch back at me because it's vegetable.
I love that booth. So
Yeah.
I hope you get to try some things.
we're going tomorrow. We're going to cover some stuff. So.
Yeah.
I'm ready to eat.
I'm probably gonna have to try the scampi too, the shrimp scampi poutine. It sounds disgusting.
It
Like,
does. Why would they do that to poutine?
I don't know. I don't
let me know.
understand
I
it.
bet you're going to like it.
No, the shrimp is going to be like a
bad.
very poor quality shrimp. It's probably going to be
Rubber.
undercooked. It's going to be overcooked and be rubbery.
Let's wait till you eat it.
Listen, shrimp scampi in general, I'm going to give too much information, usually makes my tummy hurt. I think I have like a seafood not like an allergy, but it definitely I don't always feel great after eating
Makes
seafood.
your tummy rumble.
Gotta
It
bring a
does.
Bottle
It
of
does.
Pepto with us.
No. So you mix the hot Florida sun with scampi poutine.
Sounds gross.
It seems like a recipe for disaster, but for them to put it on the menu, something must taste right about it, right? Like
you would
there
think
has
it
to
was
be.
tested
would
and somebody
think.
liked it. Yeah.
One person. There's just one person that was like, you know what? This is really good. And everyone else was like, really? And they're like, yeah, we're going to throw it on the menu.
I don't know. Anything you wanted to try there for otherwise?
there was a couple of things. I thought a couple of the little cakes looked good. That little orange cake looked interesting. And the very first thing you mentioned, which was was it a spice cake with cream cheese or something?
Going back.
It was like one of the very first things you
Farmers
mentioned.
Fresh rotation menu, spice cake with cream cheese icing and candied pecans, and parsnip on the early blue menu.
I can flick that parsnip off. The rest of it would be really good.
Parsnip. I couldn't tell you
I
what
like
a parsnip
parsnips.
tastes like.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Bananas Foster's bread pudding at Magnolia.
I love
in
bread
American-
pudding.
Yeah,
just not
the
raisins in it.
pretzel bread pudding that they have at in the Germany pavilion is so incredible that I'm like, Bananas Foster's, that could be even better.
Is that new? Is that something we can get tomorrow?
What?
The pretzel pudding is not new.
It's been around for
I've
a long
never
time.
had
that.
that.
That
Do you
goes
like bread
back to the
pudding?
Denny days.
That's
I
I
remember
love bread
watching that
pudding.
video.
okay. That sounds good.
Did you work for us, Erica?
No, I did not.
Wow, that's how long ago it's been.
But I was at home watching that video, and I was like, I want that. And now I can't.
Wow. Well, also, too, I did go over today. I know Erica went yesterday, I think, and looked at some of the topiaries, or a couple days ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I went over this morning and looked at the madrigals. Sorry, Erica, say it correctly for all of us.
Madrigals?
Thank you. And yeah, they put them right front and center, and
That is gorgeous.
it's definitely an entrance walking into. I feel like,
beautiful.
they do a good job at changing it up, but when it was years for Flower and Garden where you'd walk in and you'd see the same topiaries being used every
it
single
was
time,
Goofy
that
always,
Mickey
yeah.
standing in the Goofy with the throwing the cast and all of that, like it started feeling old. And I know they still place it in other places, but this is like stunning when you walk in
yeah.
and you see the four of them right there right away. It is a perfect backdrop right now, or perfect entrance, and then having Spaceship Earth in the backdrop, like it is pretty stellar. So I think it's going to blow a lot of people away. That entrance is going to be very crowded as people are piling in to get their photos.
So what you're telling me is I need to get there like early tomorrow because I want a picture.
Yeah, today when I walked in, I would say there was at least 30 or 40 people crowding around trying to get photos of it.
Wow.
And not even the people waiting for their turn to get closer to it so they could get photos in front of it. Like it's the day before the festival, it's already the hot thing that everyone wants to see.
Did you like walk up close to them?
I did.
Okay,
I did,
because
yeah.
I watched the video that Disney put out, and they said they spent so much time on Luisa's muscles, and like to make them look so real, and I want to verify that in person.
I mean, I did not. I walked up close and I looked at them. I don't think I was like inspecting individual muscles with it, but I will say it definitely looks like some of the best topiaries that Disney has done. But I think they've gotten much better at the art of topiarying as the years have gone on, and the
character designs look great. The faces look great.
Yeah, like I'm excited to see the Miss Piggy that actually doesn't have a green face anymore, and they did her face in that like pinkish tone that more matches Miss Piggy in general. So I hope they go that route and they try to make them more realistic, because like a few years ago I was lucky enough to go to the Rose Parade in Pasadena, and like all of those floats are made out of all natural things in the world. And I'm like, I wish EPCOT would also embrace that too for Flower and Garden and really like push the limits with it. I know Florida sucks in an environment and they struggle just to keep the topiaries alive. So like when they say, oh, you're going to find this one here and it's not shown up, that's probably because nature had its way with it. But I'd like to see them push the boundaries with topiaries and their designs in the future. But this is it's a great addition.
Mm-hmm. And they're also adding Princess Tiana at the American Pavilion.
Really?
Her topiary, and I'm so excited to
Okay, so
see
we'll see
that
that
one.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they released the photo of it, and
Look how pretty.
she looks
That's great.
beautiful. But yeah, I didn't walk back there to see if she was already back there or not. That's
We
steps.
We don't know how much of this is
Yeah.
natural, right? I mean, we don't know how much is really nature and how much is, PVC.
I think it's all
PVC.
plants.
Is it all plant?
I think that's the point of a topiary, is
Yeah.
to try to be as much as possible.
Isn't
I
it
know, but
like
sometimes they cheat. I
Isn't
think.
there's like an underlying like
Yeah, I
cage
think- right,
outline,
right, and then the
then they
vine
grow
grows.
everything around it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I don't. It's not like the old days though, where it was just your straight bush and then
I've been
shape the bush
fooled by
around
the
it.
Food Network when they show you this is all made of cake. No, there's PVC pipe and Rice Krispie treat in there. Don't fool me.
Well, you can eat the PVC.
No, you can eat PVC pipe.
You can eat anything.
If you really want
This
to.
is why your stomach hurts, Greg. All right,
If you're eating pipes, I would get that checked out.
Thank you for that, Greg. I needed that little comment. Moving on to the West Coast with Disneyland news. Last week, Disneyland gave an update on the new DVC villas at the Disneyland Hotel. I know Pete's been watching this forever also. The new property will open September 2023, adds 350 rooms in what is the fourth tower at the Disneyland Hotel. The 12-story resort will celebrate Disney history and storytelling with themes from classic Walt Disney Animation Studio movies like Jungle Book for the Duo Studios, Sleeping Beauty or Princess and the Frog for the Deluxe Studios, or Fantasia and Princess and the Frog for the 1- and 2-bedroom villas. If you've dreamed of staying in a Bambi, Frozen, and Moana suite, you'll have to book the 2-floor Grand Villa that sleeps 12, which looks amazing. DVC members can book the room starting March 16th. Magic Key holders can book starting also March 16th, and the general public can book March 17th. Did you see the Grand Villa?
I did see it. I didn't include a photo in it for this show just because you guys did a DVC show on it and you go into way more depth and detail on it. So we would highly recommend going to youtube.com/DVC fan for that content, but it's still important to bring it in here. It looks great. I hate that they went with movies versus Disneyland memorabilia, considering it's part of Disneyland Hotel, and that's been literally the theme of the rest of the hotel. But I mean, it's pretty. It just, for me, it's where it was like, if it would have been all Disneyland themed, you know, maybe that could have been my first time ever thinking truly about getting involved with DVC. But as soon as I saw the themes, I'm like, nope, not for me.
Maybe they'll make you. They'll change your mind maybe when you see them.
No, I don't want to go and stay in the movies.
Yeah,
not when I'm at Disneyland. It's just a different place. Especially if I'm staying in the Disneyland Hotel DVC and I'm looking out at all the other towers that I know have my magical headboards that have, you know, that play the little music box in them or have all the flourishes of Disneyland and Walt that I love at that hotel. Like, I'm going to want to be there. I'm not going to be wanting to look at Baloo as I'm crammed in a room that's only meant for 2 people.
Have you seen the pictures, Teresa?
No.
Okay, you gotta look.
I'm kind of, without even seeing though,
You're with
I
me.
kind of agree with what Craig's saying. It's
I
not
know
what
you
I would
would.
think at Disneyland.
I did love the regular Disneyland hotel rooms. Like, even though the hotel itself is like a box, that room with the headboard, it is just magical. Have you seen the pictures?
I've seen videos of that headboard, and I just want to go see it in person.
Yeah.
I just want to go see
I'm surprised
that.
they're not continuing that.
Well, I believe we
type
are.
of thing. So yeah, and just to reiterate, DVC fan on YouTube, we did a little piece on this that the video's out now if you wanted to get some more details. Although we may have a date in here that we didn't have in the video at the time. Speaking of hotels in Disneyland, starting today, Disneyland Resort Hotel guests who want to charge purchases to their rooms from gift shops and dining locations must use the Disneyland app to do so. Hotel key cards will no longer be the accepted method. If your reservation is linked in your Disneyland app, you just go to the My Hotel reservation screen, select Charge to Hotel Room, and it pulls up a barcode that can be scanned.
Why?
Why?
So when you're talking about Disney making things complicated
This is
with
it.
taking, you know, adding more rules to stuff like annual passes, this is the opposite. This is, I'm sure there is a reason for this. I don't understand it. I will learn more when I'm out in Disneyland and have a chance maybe to even use this. But it is like, it's a head scratcher for me.
Agree. Instead of taking out your card and giving it to someone, now you have to go on your phone, get on the app, and show a barcode. And then do you still have to show your card? I don't know.
I think it would just be scan the barcode after that. But then what happens when it doesn't work? Like I
your
have
phone
to
is dead.
Or your phone is dead. Like in my Target red card does not work anymore. And I am too lazy to figure out how to replace it. And I acknowledge that. So I have to remember, if I'm going into my Target, I have to remember to bring up my barcode before I go inside because it is a dead spot and the Wi-Fi never works. So I will get to the cash register and I can't pull it up to get my little barcode. And you know what? I'm also not smart enough to know. Maybe I can add it to my Apple Wallet. Maybe I can just use a photo of it every single time, and that would eliminate a lot of the problems. I can't be bothered with that. I'm a child of technology. I have to just do it the way I do it. But this seems like what used to be something easy for vacationers. Take your key card and say, yes, I want to charge this back to the room. Here we go. Do that. Now it's overly complicated for some people. Whereas like if I have to pull up the app and go through that, or I can just do tap to pay with anything else, I'm just going to go that route.
I agree. I don't understand why they would do that. You? Anything?
Listen, I've never been to Disneyland, so I'm not used to the... I don't know much of what happens over there, but I do feel like you're just adding an extra complication. It's already... I just think about my mom, okay? She was just here for Disney. The woman cannot find her Google Wallet to show her annual pass discount or her DVC discount to save her life. So I just think about those people. Like, what if they can't find the barcode? What if... Like, my mom has had a BlackBerry for so long and just transferred to a smartphone, okay? And... Like, I just think about those people when I hear stuff like this. I'm like, are they going to be okay? Are they going to figure it out? It might take them an extra 5 minutes.
They'll have to have a backup because there's people out there that don't have smartphones, right? They're still out there.
Well, yeah, the backup is you just have to pay separately. But I know some people do like to say, like, oh, I'm going on vacation. The bill can come at the end of it. I don't want to watch it pile up every single day and look at it and be like, oh, this credit card receipt just came or just popped up on my phone, and then this one did, this one did, this one did. It's a lot easier getting to the end of the trip and then saying, oh my gosh, I'm never going to go on a vacation again because I have no money.
I like that daily little tally of what I've spent. You know, my receipts. You
get that too.
I know, but I just like, I don't know. I like the paper receipt. I like the whole
fair.
I like to be surprised at the end.
I don't want to be surprised.
Just let me know
keep
later.
it close, you know.
On a cruise, I find it stressful sometimes to see the folio and be like,
yeah. That's
Do you wait till the end?
no, I look at it throughout the trip and I'm like, oh gosh, did we really spend
But it's
that much
still
already?
it adds up so fast,
It
especially
adds
when
up.
you drink on a cruise. And so that's why I'm more of the I like to know every step of the way how
I need to
terrible
know.
I'm being.
Because the next day I'm thinking, because maybe you need to cut back or you need to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but it's your vacation. You shouldn't be cutting back. You should just go for it. And just if you can, if it's in your budget, obviously. That's the thing.
No.
So I know, Craig, you're going to laugh at this.
I won't.
Rounding out Disneyland news, Rogers, I don't know much about this. The musical is officially coming to California Adventure. A few weeks back, we discussed the casting call for an upcoming show at the Hyperion Theater inside the park, which we now know is Rogers, the musical. First seen in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series, became a reality during the 2022 D23 Expo when a performer of Save the City happened during the live-action movie's presentation. Okay, I was going through YouTube, and I happened to catch Chris Evans' reaction to, I guess it was the Hawkeye movie, and he was hysterical laughing at what they did. Have you seen that, Craig, the Chris Evans reaction?
I have not seen his reaction.
Because I didn't know what he was reacting to, but I think it was this.
Yeah. So in Hawkeye, as you already mentioned, it basically in I think the very first episode, it has Jeremy Renner go to the theater with his kids for the grand debut of Rogers the musical, and it's the most ridiculous performance that
Not
they
a
made.
dream
So-
sequence. This
no,
was...
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like in their reality of Marvel, they made a musical based off of Captain America, and so the song they showcase is all from Avengers and like the big battle at the end of that movie. And it's a great number. I think it was written by like Mark Shaman and his partner in music, and like it's so choreographed so well. It was incredible. And at D23 Expo, they ended up doing the full performance of it. Not of the musical, but of that song, like live in person. Because like for that, Kevin Feige, he basically came out and was like, they during the parks panels, they always put together these big show-stopping numbers and have these big performances. We never get to do that with movies because we don't have anything. But we get to do it for this, and it was incredible.
So you're on board?
Oh, 100%.
I have to watch.
I had COVID the week that you guys talked about it, so I'm like screaming at my computer because you bought the bait on it Hercules because it said, oh, we wanted the chorus that was going to be like Muses, but everything else lined up for Rogers between a young man who like wanted more, and it's like, well, that's classic Steve Rogers before they pumped the serum in him and all of a sudden got big and bulky, and then the British lady with that needed to have a British accent, like she was right there, like it all was lining up for it, and it's gonna be so good. I hope I get to be there for like one of the first shows of it.
So is the song a long song, or there's multiple songs?
I believe they're fleshing it out so it is a full-blown one-act musical.
Yeah.
in that
Hyperion
way.
Theater would be like an hour show, probably. I mean, what's usually there?
For one act?
Yeah, it would be, well, for like Frozen, I want to say Frozen was around 45 minutes ish.
That's what I'm thinking.
I only saw Frozen once and it broke mid-show. They have a sequence where like they're escaping on the sled and they're kind of like, it's weird, and they're hovering, and the lights came on and they're like, we need to do a show reset, and we were all falling asleep anyway, so we were just like, we'll let the reset happen, we're gonna walk out. But the only other, then I saw Aladdin in there just one time. So I never made time out of my vacations at Disneyland to go see those shows. Aladdin was incredible, and Frozen was cool. It was a hot day. Theater wasn't cold enough, and then when it screwed up in the middle of it, decided to left. I probably wouldn't have, in hindsight, knowing that it would have been the first and only time I was going to be able to see that show. But I'm very excited for this one.
Erica, have you seen the Hawkeye thing that it's based on?
Yeah, I watched that entire series.
Okay.
So when in that first episode they showed this, I'm like, this is amazing. I would love to see this like happen in real life. And now that this is happening, I texted one of my best friends because she also like loves Marvel. Her dogs are named after. It's a whole thing. And I was like, we're going. We're going. We're going to go watch this show. I don't care. We're going. So I'm so excited.
Any familiarity with this, Teresa?
With Marvel, yeah, but
But
not with this.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
I have to see. I would like to go see it.
Yeah, I think it sounds fun.
Now when I hear about stuff like this and I hear about Hyperion, I want that theater on Main Street to come back that they were supposed to build. We need it in the Magic Kingdom. It would be a great people eater.
I wish that would have went through. With this though, it works perfectly because literally Avengers Campus ends right at the Hyperion Theater. So now it is like it's still an addition to Avengers Campus out there. It makes it even more full for the limited time that it'll be there. So it's a great thing. I would go and watch clips of the performance from D23 Expo, or watch the series.
So if we want to see this musical, what piece of the series is it? Do we know what episode?
Hawkeye episode 1, but then isn't at the end of the last episode they show the full number?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, end of the last episode is the full number.
You should just watch
think?
the whole
Okay.
series. It's good.
All right. I
Yeah.
just want to see the musical first.
I remember they showed the full, because they cut away to scenes of him in the theater kind of being embarrassed about how awful it is. But then, if I remember correctly, it is like the last tag of it, instead of having like a preview for something else, I want to say it was like they showed the entire sequence of it.
Watching Chris Evans' genuine reaction to it, though, is really funny on YouTube. Like, he can't believe they did it. Like, he didn't expect it, apparently.
Which, but Chris Evans is just such a good person.
Yeah.
I've never met him. The closest I've been to him was I was sitting in Baseline Tap House, and he was eating in Sci-Fi, and when they were ready to leave, him and his family, they took him out through Baseline to get out, and he had the baseball cap on and the sunglasses, but it was 100% him. So I was within grasp of him.
We have a mutual friend that stalked him in EPCOT, who will remain nameless. Corinne, you know who you are.
She stalked him.
She did, and
I
she
can
got
see
him.
that.
She
Yeah.
got him at
Did
EPCOT.
she?
Yeah, he was, and this is what upsets me. He was eating what are those cakes with like a waffle thing. He was eating some really bad food. So, and he looks the way he does because he probably only does it once after he works out. But God bless him. So let's set sail with the last bit of news. Disney Cruise Line released details on the upcoming Pearl tier for guests who have been on a minimum of 25 sailings. So I guess it was Platinum. So it was Platinum,
it was
and then
Platinum,
now they added Pearl. The new tier launches on May 1st. Basically, it has everything that was included with the Platinum before it, but opens up some of the booking windows. The big addition is Pearl members will receive unlimited complimentary digital downloads on every cruise. The early booking window for Pearl will be 4 days prior to the general public. Onboard and onshore activities will be opened 123 days before your next cruise, beginning later this summer, and refreshed welcome aboard gifts will also be on the way. I think that's nice. I think I expect a little bit more for 25 sailings. What do you think?
Well, this is a long time coming because Platinum is a giant. I'm Platinum, and I'm nowhere near 25 sailings.
Me either.
So, I thought it was needed. There was a big gap there. So I just want to. I can't wait to see.
Do you feel like they give enough with this, or do you?
Well, I don't know. I guess let's wait and see. I mean, I think.
See what the gifts are.
I think the perk of being able to book earlier is an awesome thing because on Platinum Day, that's a crazy day. Then you go gold, silver, and the silver and the first timers are out of luck on a lot of things because, if it's something really popular like the South Pacific cruises or something like that, Platinum got it.
I don't know what else you give them. I think the photo downloads is a nice medium because there's no way in hell Disney is giving them there's not giving them unlimited alcohol or anything like that. Maybe vouchers for some drinks or something along the way would be nice, but
elevator priority after a show. I'm kidding. They couldn't have
No.
that. Would be.
I only try to take the stairs unless
But
I'm
if you
a little bit tired.
if you give these to the Pearl people and the Platinum people, I feel bad that the silver, gold first timers, they're missing out on things that they can't even begin to obtain because
Do you
the Pete's of the world have taken it all.
You've been on a Disney cruise
Once,
yeah. So one, you're almost there.
so close.
Almost Pearl. So close.
So you're silver.
Do you think in years to come there'll even be another level? I think so. I think there'll be a 50 eventually. After Pearl, there'll be a diamond at some point.
I mean, if there's enough people who live long enough to continue going on that many cruises, but I know for me, I went on my first cruise when I started with this company, and I just hit Platinum on my last one. So going by that same stretch, I would have to go on. I'd probably have to do this for another 15 years minimum to be able to hit even Pearl. So I don't think it's a level I will ever achieve.
No, I've got clients who their children are Pearl, will be Pearl.
Really?
And one is not even in school yet.
I mean, there are some really dedicated Disney cruise line people that do 5 cruises.
And some people I know are fussing because it's not number of days you've been at sea, but number of cruises. Because other cruise lines use that system.
Yeah,
so.
and I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where I want to say as someone who just hit Platinum, I'm happy that it is the way that it is because now I get my free dinner at Palo and I have the perks that I've been looking forward to all these years. But at the same time, too, I know that at least 3 of my cruises have been 2 or 3 day media cruises that are in there that are the one that was a 2-day. It's this isn't even fair. People can't even. Yeah. This is just because I'm luckily here as this special part of it. So I mean, if it would have been the days, at least that is a little bit more fair because if someone can only go on a 7-night cruise and it has to be in the summertime, they're probably only getting 1 cruise a year because of the way their life is. Whereas if you're a Florida resident and you can literally just walk out of your door
every 6 weeks, take a 3-nighter.
Yeah, take a 3-night.
That do that.
Yeah, exactly. You can beat a Pearl in no time and take advantage of the last second rates. So it's not fair necessarily, but
I think they should give them more chocolate in the room because
they're delicious. Chocolates.
They are the little box that you get.
I think they're those the truffles.
Yeah, so I went on my last cruise a couple of weeks ago. They what do you want this? Do you want that? No, I want the box. Bring the chocolates. And they brought them, and 2 of them were missing out of the box. And I'm thinking, okay, do I complain?
Yeah,
I did.
Well,
I didn't complain. I just made them aware. No, I didn't eat the others. And they brought me 3 more boxes to make up for the. So I went, everybody, you get a box. You get a box. I came home and my husband's like, "That's what you got me." Yeah, I paid this. I didn't pay for it. But I thought that was odd, and they were just so apologetic about it. But I think maybe perks in the room.
Yeah,
I think that would be a nice for Pearl, something a little bit more, cushy, more.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be of monetary value. It could be that you'll get the Palo reservation that you want. I mean, I don't know how.
Right. Yeah,
they
knock
if they
people
can
out. Yeah.
And no,
That's
I don't know if
my
they do that.
chair. Yeah.
It's just like I do think the room gifts are the easiest way to go, but then it is hard because people put different value on different things. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you can send a plate of chocolate covered strawberries to my room. I hate chocolate covered strawberries,
Yeah, I wouldn't
so
want
if
that.
I don't have someone with me who will eat them, they're just going.
It's a waste, yeah.
They're going to waste with that. Whereas, as someone who drinks, if you leave a bottle of champagne in my room a day, sparkling wine, it doesn't have to be champagne. It can be the $10 stuff. I'm gonna be very happy, but Pete or Corey would find no value in that whatsoever. And like,
Well, they give you choices, though.
I
Oh,
know
yeah,
I know they give you choices. I'm just saying it's in terms of it. There's always going to be an issue for some people with it. Like with
Yeah.
Pete, he gets his photo taken every now and then, but I can't see him finding any value in unlimited photos for it. He doesn't care about it that much that I can't foresee him now going around the ship taking photos all over the place just because it is a perk that you get with it. And it would be great if you could say like, oh, add on Remy for it, but what if you're on the Magic or the Wonder? All of a
think
sudden you just only have
A
Palo.
discount on a future cruise, maybe more than just the 10%, would be nice.
That would
You know,
15%.
give me 15%.
These are your best people. They've sailed.
I've cruised
25.
300 times. Give me 15 freaking percent, right? I don't
This
know.
is true. All right, we're up to our rapid fires. What do we got, Erica?
Goodness.
What? She's got something. She
You don't
got
have
something
anything?
Fun. I wanted to talk about the merchandise at Flower and Garden, but we already spoke about that. But I know you have some fun stuff.
Is
you
it
wanna
fun?
talk
I don't
about.
know. I don't know.
I think it's fun.
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil is
Yeah.
I like
always
Cirque du
fun.
Me
Soleil.
too. Did you see the new one?
I haven't yet.
Wait, are you saying Cirque du Soleil or Circus Soleil?
I'm saying the show. I'm not going to say it again because
Okay.
you will
Cirque
make
du
fun of
Soleil.
me.
No, I'm
So
not.
I'm done.
I
I'm
feel like
done.
I'm
I'm not even going to talk
mishearing
about it.
something. Okay.
Move on.
I just asked a literal
I'm done. There's additions coming.
Are
You want to
there?
hear about them,
Yeah,
Panda?
I really do.
John, you want to hear about
I
them?
do.
I'm going to look this way. It's a brand new act. It's the Icarian. I don't know.
I
I've
don't know
looked it
that
up.
either.
It goes either way.
Okay.
Paying tribute to Disney's animated forests and the mysterious creatures that inhabit them. Featuring a pair of Ethiopian artists performing acrobatic feats in which one lies on their back and uses their legs and feet to toss the other performer in the air. I did this with my
Oh,
children
I
when
do
they were
that.
young.
We do. We've
we
done
do it when
that.
we were kids. We do that all the time.
When I come and visit you at the Welcome
yes,
Center, we
yes.
do that.
You
That's
toss
great.
me in the air.
It's so cute.
Aerial hoop artists taking to the air perform tricks during the Dream of Colors act, a tribute to the ink and paint animation artists featuring dramatic colors painted by human trapeze artists on suspended wheel. And here's my favorite part, the flying guitarist. Is he playing while he's flying, or is he just holding the guitar?
He better be
Joining
playing
the
while he's
rhythmic gymnastics act, soaring above the acrobats as they flip through the air.
There's not enough description there. Like I'm in my head, I'm imagining from Mad Max Fury Road, like the guitarist that's at the end of the one car on the bungees, like bouncing up and down. You've never seen it? You
And
should
is he
watch it.
enjoying it, or is he just screaming because they threw the guitarist
But I love
in
that
the
they
air?
say human trapeze artist. What other kind of trapeze artists are
I don't
there?
know.
I mean,
Are they
technically
dogs?
anything they could train anything to be trapeze artists. It's whether or not they have opposable thumbs to be able to catch themselves and continue going on their way. I don't know. I'm just
don't
giving
know.
animals the benefit of the doubt.
Limited time
Aliens.
offer runs March 12th to May 7th of this year.
So are these in addition to the normal acts,
It
or are
looks
they
like it to
replacing
me.
any
No,
of the
they're-
acts right now?
The additions
Okay.
include, that would be the first sentence I read.
I think after they came back from the pandemic, there were a few scenes that never made it in. So these additions.
There was
could have
nothing
been-
flying, nothing.
Could have been what they planned on putting in. I'd go see it again for that.
Yeah.
I would want to see
there was
it
a
for
discount.
those.
I want to see the flying guitarist.
I know when
Sure,
it
nobody's
Is it
doing.
like Van Halen flying through the air, or is it,
well, Van Halen's dead.
Well, I know. Well, then maybe John Denver. Oh, no, he's dead
No,
too.
he's dead too.
Someone like that, Goober.
Maybe Buddy Holly,
Maybe they're dead because they're flying through the air with a guitar.
Bring Buddy Holly back.
John Lennon.
Okay. Ooh, another dead one. I love them all.
I do. No, so when the show debuted, obviously the pandemic screwed it up. I know they had to change out a bunch of acts in the show to make up for what they couldn't do because
Missing
of
people.
the delay in the show. It's, I think adding anything, even if it's like one of those things where they do it random times throughout the year where they add in 1 or 2 different numbers, I think that's a benefit for the show. I feel like I get a bunch of advertisements constantly trying to push the show to me, like it's not selling well. And I mean, it's
Well, you
solid.
want to go back
They
and see
always
something different.
Tell me there's a Florida special, and I get excited, and when I go look at it, it's not.
Oh, there was one in this article.
Do you know how? Does it give a price?
Yes, it does. Where did I read that? Special offers Florida residents to purchase tickets up to 15% off and on select seating categories.
15
so
or 50?
nosebleed or 15.
Okay.
Nosebleed or over to the side.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna give you 50.
But even 15% off, I think it's like $120 and 15% off. It still comes at like 70 something. If it was $50, I'd go a lot more often. Just would, for me.
I've been a couple of times, not since the pandemic, but I always enjoyed it.
You got something else? I see a Josh Gad on your phone.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know if you want to watch something funny, lighthearted, go to our site, WDWinfo.com. We just put up an article, the lovely Jackie Gailey, of Josh Gad. He got to live out his dream being a skipper on the Jungle Cruise over in Disneyland.
Oh, I saw that.
That would be
So
funny.
if you want to have a nice laugh on this Tuesday, go to that article. We have linked the TikTok that shows the beautiful moment. It's funny. It's nice. So if you want to go see that, just to make your Tuesday better, go do that.
Yeah. So if you don't know where this comes from, I think they explained it at the beginning of the video. It's 4 minutes, so by the end of it, I completely forgot. But at D23 Expo, when he got his legend statue, he talked about how he applied to be the Jungle Cruise skipper, and they turned him down, and now he's a Disney legend. So I know, as they're always trying to come up with fun new content, they reached out and asked if it was something he was interested in, and clearly he was. So
Just
I
keep
thought it
trying.
came out
The
good.
moral of the story.
Yeah, just
keep trying.
Keep trying.
They'll turn you down, Panda, but just keep trying.
I
You'll
would-
probably never get
I
it,
would
but keep
actually like
trying.
to do it just for a couple of days.
Would you?
I would. I really would.
I'll be the fairy godmother.
I feel like
It's
I
on my
remember
list.
The Rock doing a better job, though, as a Jungle Cruise skipper. As good as Josh Gad was at it, I feel like
I
maybe
love
it's...
The Rock. There's very few people I say that about.
You know what? I just do, too.
but there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, he's a good guy. You can tell.
Yeah. I'll hold off. I'll talk more about The Rock in
You've
the after
got
show.
some California adventure stuff.
Honestly, it doesn't matter anymore. I was just going to mention, it's actually fun. Corey and I are going to be in California for the California Food and Wine Festival that they have at Disney California Adventure, and we have not covered that in years. I mean, Tom Bell used to cover it, but Orlando people haven't, so look forward to that. But yeah, that'll be later on, so I have nothing else beyond that. Going to give a shout out to a cast member named Rebecca, who last night sold me a print at Art of Disney at Disney Springs that I couldn't afford. So,
Wow.
Nice going, Rebecca. Nice.
it was.
What is it a print of?
It's not a print. It was a canvas of Jared Mariyama did a Muppet Show art piece a little while back, and we were waiting for our Earl of Sandwich, and we walked into Art of Disney, and
That's how they get you.
we saw it and we're like, okay, we'll pick up the print finally, because for Rory's nursery, we've been like trying to do national parks, but also we have a giant Muppet Treasure Island poster hanging in there, and so it's all over the place. And we walked in and saw that, and we're like, okay, maybe we'll do the print. It's $300 for a canvas is way too much money. And then we walked up to it, and the edition on it was 33, and my birthday is March 3rd, and it's an important number for us, so we're like,
It's a
dang,
sign. that
the
you have
universe
to-
is telling us to
Yeah.
spend money that we don't have on it, and so now when Rory can't go to college one day, I'll tell him, guess what?
That.
You have this canvas hanging in your room that
Which he'll
lost...
be tearing down as soon as he gets his own.
Oh, of course,
his
yes.
own
As
style.
someone who bought a Mickey statue recently, treat yourself.
No, it was I used my Apple Cash for it, so it was like I didn't spend any money on it at all, and it went off into the ether. But I was very excited, and Rebecca was very helpful, because if you've never bought a canvas, that is a process. They have to unwrap it, wrap it. It's a nightmare.
Your facial expression as you talk about it tells me that it's worth it. So it's good. If it makes you happy, you do that.
Yeah, it makes me very happy. Again, he will not be able to go to college, but you know what? I'm going to push for
But
a
he'll
trade.
know the Muppets,
It's
and that's
okay.
what's
He
important.
can learn on YouTube.
I'm-
There's videos. He can
be
learn.
no
I'm
colleges
pushing
at
for a
that
trade
point.
school because you know what? Learn to be a plumber, electrician,
Which is
anything
perfectly
like that.
fine.
No, I think I would be making a lot more money right now if I was an electrician out
Because
there.
you look at the top 6,
Mm-hmm.
7, I can't remember what it was I read last night, professions when people get out of college and they got nothing. Because, okay, whatever.
Listen, if you're not going to be a doctor or a lawyer, learn a trade. Learn a real skill. That's all I'm saying.
And on that great note, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Erica, Teresa, Craig, thank you. Reminding you that, I'm thanking you.
You gave me a look.
A look that said thank you.
Oh, no. Okay, go ahead.
Patreon show's going to be fun. I could tell. So reminding Patreon, patreon.com/DizUnplugged. You can join us in just a little bit. Thank you all. Have a wonderful week. And when kindness is an option, choose it. And for Pete's sake, stay out of the damn lakes.